So in this video, we're going to show you how to animate a character that's not native to Create Studio. Here I have the image of a gorilla, and I brought it into Media Player or Media Place, and I'm going to remove the backgrounds and save it to my computer. Once we've done that, we're going to go ahead and bring it into a photo editing software. I use Affinity Photo, I should say my photo editing. So here I've brought it in, and I'm playing this at faster speed so that you don't have to sit through all of the boring stuff. Basically here what I'm doing is I'm isolating the head by itself, and I'm just detailing all of the edges, smoothing them out so they'll look good in the video. And this is a bit of a long process if you want to have it come out looking nice when you do the video, but it's definitely worth the time. I'm just smoothing everything out here, and like I said, I isolated the head because I'm going to be bringing all the gorilla parts in separately that I want to animate. So the head is one of the parts that I want to animate. It's going to bob back and forth a little bit. Now I'm going to do the body, and for that I need to erase the head, and then I'm going to build up the chest area and shoulders a little bit so that when the head bobs back and forth you won't see any blank spaces behind it. And again, it takes a little while. You have to work at it, but it is definitely doable, and it gives you nice results if you take your time. The point of this video is not to show you how to use editing software. It's just basically to show you the workflow so that you can see what's involved in creating a character that doesn't exist in Create Studio, and how you can add movement to it. In the second half of this video, we'll actually slow things down to 100% speed so I can show you step by step inside of Create Studio how to add all the parts and how to animate all the parts. But like I said, for right now, the point of this is just to show you that each one of the 4 different parts has to be done so that it can be exported separately. So the idea is you have the head, you have the body, you have the left arm, and you have the right arm. And that gives you 4 pieces that you're going to need to animate this gorilla. Now, if you just want to animate the head, you wouldn't have to do the 2 arms separately. You could just leave the 2 arms attached to the body and just have the head bob back and forth. But since we're doing the video, I might as well show you how to do the arms as well, so that in case you have a project that you have to animate more than one body part, you can do it. So once we have our 4 parts edited the way we want them, then we're going to go ahead and export all of them into somewhere on our computer so that we can import them into Create Studio later on. Okay, so now we're in Create Studio, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to import our 4 gorilla parts into Create Studio. And once we've done that, we're going to go and grab our background that we want to use, and there's a nice background here from Create Studio that's looks kind of like a jungle, and stretch that out to about 10 seconds so you have enough time to do your animation. I bring in each one of the body parts now, and of course you can see it's going to be too large, but we'll take care of that. So I bring in the 4 parts one at a time, including the body, and we're going to resize everything. So we're going to move this guy over to the side for now. We're going to select the other 3 body parts and shrink them down a little bit so they're more manageable. And we'll just tuck them in behind here. Now we're going to place the gorilla's body in the right place, and we're going to resize him so that everything will fit in once we bring the parts in. And we'll place the gorilla hands underneath the gorilla body so that it won't show the edges. Bring in the other arm, and that one we're going to enlarge it a little bit. It looks like it's a little bit too small. And finally, we're going to bring in the head, and we're going to move the head up to the top layer so that it's in front of his body. So next, we're going to adjust the anchor point, and we just grab it and move it down to more or less where his neck might be. And then we're going to add a looping motion with rotation and swing, and we're going to make his head rotate back and forth 4 times. And here I'm just adjusting where the swing is going to take place. And we're going to try it once like this, and you see his head bops back and forth pretty quickly. So now what we're going to do is we're going to adjust the time of the 4 parts that we brought in so that they're the same length as the background. And we're going to adjust the swinging motion. And as you see here, you can actually drag the swinging back and forth. It doesn't have to swing throughout the whole timeline, but you can put it wherever you want. So his head could swing part of the time. And you see here now it's actually going back and forth slower because we've stretched out the swinging time. And it stopped. So now we're going to do the same thing for the his left arm, which on the right side for us. So first we adjust the anchor point, and we put it more or less where his shoulder would be, and you can test that out just by swinging it back and forth here like this manually. See if it's in the right place. Once you've done that, again, you go to motion, then you go to loop, then you go to rotation, click on the swing, select the number of times that you want him to swing his arm. Here we're putting 3, and the amount of rotation or swinging, we put it at 30%, and we're adjusting it on the timeline to the amount of time we want him swinging it. And there you have it. Now he's swinging his head and he's swinging his arm. And for his other arm, we're going to do it a different way. We're actually going to use the add animation, and we're going to do that to show you that it can be done that way as well. So basically we chose the rotation and linear. And here we're going to make sure that it's in the right position for the start, and then for the end, we're going to swing his arm upwards, and we're going to move it back again by adding another rotation. Click on here, lock it in, click on the second one, and move his arm back down to where it was. And there you have it. Now he's swinging both arms 2 different ways. Once using looping rotation and once using animation rotation.